today on FanDuel TV. We're on track live for 2 key prep races on the road to the Kentucky Derby. At Gulfstream, it's the $1 million Grade 1 Florida Derby. And at Oaklawn, the $1.5 million Grade 1 Arkansas Derby.
They're off in the Arkansas Derby.
With the champion of each race securing 100 Derby qualifying points, the competition is fierce. Play today on the FanDuel Racing app.
Welcome to FanDuel TV, one of the best Saturdays of the entire spring. It's Florida Derby Day at Gulfstream Park. It's Arkansas Derby Day down at Oaklawn Park. We are live on site at both of these tracks, and check out some of the big races we've got. I talked about Gulfstream Park, Florida Derby Day, 14 races in total. Turfway Park tonight, Serena's Song. It's closing weekend in Florence, Kentucky. Later on today, we'll cover more there. Santa Anita, of course, will be on site, the San Carlos and the Wilshire Stakes. Oaklawn Park, I talked about it, Arkansas Derby Day. We got a jockey milestone watch out there. Ricardo Santana Jr. is just a few races away from 2,000 wins. He's got plenty of mounts today, so we're going to keep a close eye on old Ricardo, see if he can cross that barrier today. A tremendous day of racing. We're going to head back to Gulfstream Park now. Florida Derby Day, 14 races. We're going to bring in a couple of Californians out there in the Florida sunshine. Christina Blacker, Joaquin Jaime. Good morning to you both. It looks lovely out there on track.
Curtis, good morning. Yeah, we hopped on a plane, made our way east, and looking forward to the 74th running of the Florida Derby today at Gulfstream Park. Sunny skies, a little breezy. Again, perhaps some light showers very late in the day, but I don't think anything of consequence in terms of the weather and the Florida Derby itself. The field intact, no scratches to report.
And as we sit here right now, exactly 4 weeks away from the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby, this has been one of the most productive prep races over the years leading into the first Saturday in May. And our favorite, Sovereignty, he didn't get any favors at the post draw. He draws post 10 in a field of 10 today.
Full program coming your way. The Florida Derby will be race number 14. It will be our finale, post time at 6:42 Eastern. And with all of these stakes races, as you can see, not only are we starting early in general, race number 1, 11:30, out here on the East Coast, but then we jump into the stakes action fairly early in this program as well. The Cutler Bay will go as race number 3 on the program, on through the line. The Ghost Sapper, certainly a race that everybody will be looking forward to with White Abario in there, the Gulfstream Park Oaks. I think that there's some favorites that make a lot of sense today, Joaquin, but I also found a few 20-to-1 shots later today that are right there with those favorites.
You know, I agree with you. There are some favorites throughout the stakes races where I'm not going to try to defeat them today as we take a look at the current leaderboard as it sits right now going into the Kentucky Derby. Tistastic, he's on top at 119. Final Gambit with his win at Turfway Park. He has 100 wins. Cole Battle, he'll be in action later today as well. He's number 4 with 70 points. But there's quite a few horses, at least for our stakes race today in the Florida Derby. They need points. They are not guaranteed a spot as of right now. They need those Derby points.
One horse that does not need points is Sovereignty. He's number 7 on the leaderboard, as you can see right there, with 60 points already. Sovereignty is the morning line favorite for this year's Florida Derby. Replacement rider Manny Franco aboard, as Junior Alvarado was injured last Sunday right here at Gulfstream Park. But I think that's something to bear in mind, because here's a prep race for Sovereignty 4 weeks removed from his Fountain of Youth victory. You have this time heading into the Kentucky Derby, and they don't have to win today. You just need to take another step forward.
And I thought that was the same case for him in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. He didn't have to win that day, but he was able to overcome it. Look at the hurdles that Sovereignty had to overcome that day. A 4+ month layoff, the nature of the track profile at Gulfstream Park with rallying from off the pace, dealing with the short stretch, and he was able to overcome it and get that victory in the Grade 2.
This race has been very productive on the road to Kentucky. Winners of the Florida Derby that went on to win the Kentucky Derby. You're taking a look at the list right there, and of course, always dreaming at the top 2017 winner. Trained by Todd Pletcher, he has Disruptor today. No one has been more successful in this race than Todd Pletcher, and I think he comes in with another live one this year.
And will this race produce the Derby post-time favorite? Always Dreaming, Nyquist, or Big Brown, all on that list. all went into the Kentucky Derby as the post-time favorite off their win in the Florida Derby.
Quite a few matchups head-to-head throughout the afternoon today, but in terms of the big race, one matchup in particular that we're focusing in on, that's Matticat Road, left-hand side of your screen. He's 1 for 4 lifetime versus Sovereignty, who is 2 for 4 lifetime. You know, I came away from my sort of study session having more appreciation for Matticat Road after watching that last race in the Rebel than I did, I think, in the immediate aftermath of that race. He put away those speed horses. They went very fast on the front end, and he dug in to hold on for second.
Yeah, off of his maiden victory, he ran into his stablemate Citizen Bull in the Bob Lewis. You're not going to beat Citizen Bull when he's able to lope along on the front end in 47 half mile. He just wasn't going to get him that day. He went so fast in that last race in the Rebel Stakes, much too fast. I can understand why the blinkers are coming off today for Matticat Road.
The other thing I found interesting, too, is, you know, he has a lot of speed, Disruptor has a lot of speed, but they've both proven they can rate, too. They've both sat off the pace if they need to. So I'm curious to see how that shakes out between those two. For everyone competing today, whether it's the Florida Derby or the Arkansas Derby, these are moments that count. Every Saturday counts on the way to Kentucky, and these points on the line, they need to be earned by the runners. And for the folks that are caring for them and at the barn each and every day, these races mean a lot. Let's introduce you to one of the members of Team Bill Mott. This is Irma Lee Scott.
I'm the carrot girl. They're so sweet and gentle, some of them. You can kiss them, and they know you when they see you because they know me because I have the carrots, and they be hollering for me and screaming. You can almost kiss them all. My name is Irma Lee Scott, and I am 73 years old. I'm from a place called Faraday, Louisiana. That's how I met the boss and horses, because I didn't know nothing about horses. A restaurant in the back of the fairground, La Usa's. I used to work there. I never worked for one trainer, and that's Mr. Bill Mott, the only trainer I ever worked for. I just wanted to know about horses, so I asked him one day, could I come over there, would they teach me how to walk horses? And I went over there, and they taught me how to walk horses, and then I started following Mr. Mott all over Kentucky and everywhere. You know who my favorite horse is. I call him Sobe sometimes. Sovereignty, yeah. He stands up like a gentleman and just looks all around, and then he'll start hollering for me for the carrots. Wait a minute. I told you he screamed for carrots. He loved those carrots. He got a good personality, nice personality, quiet, you know, easy to get along with. There's Sovereignty over here, grazing. He gonna graze, and then he gonna go into the stall for about 30 minutes, and then I'll give him his massage. I used to be a high walker, but I got too old for that, I guess. So now I do Beamer. They love that Beamer blanket. I put the Beamer blanket and they boots on them. They like the massage. They love that thing. It relaxes them. See how cool he is? Sovereignty, you like this, huh? I'm gonna make you feel good. All right, now you can rest. Listen. He have almost run me out the stall for a carrot. I feel lucky. We've got nice horses, nice people, everything just nice. And I love the horses. Yeah, him next.
That smile just lights up any room, and you can't help but smile when you see Irma, when you talk to her. And Joaquin, we talk a lot about how much love, care, and attention are given to racehorses each and every day. Irma's just the perfect example of that joy and that love given to them. Yeah,
Bill and Irma, they're not related, but they are family. I mean, she's been with Bill for so long. You could hear her talk for 0.2 seconds and just tell the love and passion that she has for horses, and her favorite horse, Savi, as she calls him, is going to be in action later today in the Florida Derby.
Curtis, if you think about it, as she mentioned in the piece there, she's only ever worked for Hall of Famer Bill Mott. How many champions, how many incredible horses has Irma spoiled over the years?
Christina Joaquin, that whole piece was just lighting up my face, just like Irma's smile. You can't help but smile when you see something wonderful like that. So best of luck to Irma Lee Scott and Team Bill Mott in Florida. Over at Oaklawn Park, we've got the Arkansas Derby, 14 races as well will be on the card there. They just released the track conditions are going to be muddy, so it's going to look a little bit more like what you see here behind me rather than the sunny, beautiful sunshine at Gulfstream Park. But as far as the Arkansas Derby goes, a $1.25 million purse. And taking a look at the field, listen, you've got a huge rising star in Cornucopian, one star, tremendous for Bob Baffert, going up against arguably the most accomplished horse in the crop in Coal Battle. And once again, no love for Coal Battle on the morning line. Everybody enamored with the next big shiny thing, but Coal Battle keeps showing up race after race, start after start, undefeated in 5 tries on the dirt. He's won his last 4. He won the Smarty Jones Stakes. He won the Rebel Stakes. Yet this will be his toughest task, and everybody expecting the shiny new toy from Bob Baffert, Cornucopian, trying to do what Justify did, what Taba tried to do, which is make 2 starts and enter the Kentucky Derby. There's the field you're looking at. Sandman is a popular one. Everybody knows Sandman's rough start, 2-bag, a nice late rallying 3rd last time out. He's an exciting horse, especially if you're part of the ownership group, West Point Thoroughbreds and Company, in on Sandman. We checked in with one of those owners, Griffin Johnson. You may be familiar with him from his popular videos on TikTok and YouTube, but this young guy is absolutely in love with the sport of horse racing.
Everything about the horse racing scene to me was intriguing, and I loved the actual energy at the track. People putting in money, people having a good time, people dressed nice, and I think from day one, I also just loved horses. My name's Griffin Johnson. I make content for the internet, and I own a racehorse. I wasn't seeking a racehorse. It was something that I just thought wasn't possible because I didn't think I could afford horse racing. Once I figured out it wasn't as far away as I thought, I was like, okay, I want a racehorse. West Point crew connected me with America's Best Racing, a stake in stardom. They told me they have a program for influencers to get into horse racing. And I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. Come on. I grew up in the Midwest, so Kentucky Derby for me has been the staple of horse racing as long as I can remember. So pretty much by the first month in, I was excited and I knew that there was potential. Sandman, he's been through a lot, so his journey's been really fun to watch and develop, actually. He's had some crazy starts. He's had some strong finishes that were too late. He's had races where he sat in the back and ate dirt. He's had races where he came out too strong and then faded. So there's been a lot of highs and lows. But what I will say is the first race that I got to see him win was absolutely electric. I was screaming my head off. I wasn't there, sadly. I'm like, I got over the hump finally of watching him win a race. So now I'm like, I'm over that hill. You are huge, boy. You're a big boy. Usually I get some time to go back to the barn and hang out for a bit, see him after his races. I can tell you, these barns are insane. It's a full ecosystem. I think of it as like a beehive. There's so many different people moving so many different directions, and these horses are just unbelievably taken care of. Getting a horse into the Derby is a very intricate thing. It's like preparing to run a marathon. It's not just about, yo, this horse was born to run this far, we've trained it this many days and we've trained it this long, like he should be able to do this. The main thing is obviously winning. Every race that's bigger has more points for the Derby, but essentially it's about winning and learning at the same time. It's been an incredible journey and I am going to show up to the track full excitement. Like, I'm not holding back.
Anybody who's ever had even the tiniest piece of a horse, whether through West Point, through My Racehorse, any of those great groups, you know what that feeling is like that Griffin was explaining. If you're watching us on linear FanDuel TV, maybe you didn't know this. Over on our social channels, we've got Twitter, we've got YouTube, we've got Instagram, Snapchat, all of that. We do a live show on Saturday mornings, and we want you to join us over there. If you're over there on the social programs, join us back here on FanDuel TV later today. Take advantage of our money-back special offers. Get $10 back for second or third on select races. Visit the app or racing.fanduel.com for more information. Social team, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody watching us on the socials. We'll see you.